CxO, and I'm very excited to be here today with Tammi Shapiro. She is the Vice President and Global Head of Product for Financial Services at ServiceNow, where she leads strategy and product management for the financial services industry. How are you doing today, Tammi?
Hi, Amanda. Great. Thanks so much for having me today.
Glad to have you on our show. Can you talk a little bit about ServiceNow and your area of focus and the services that you provide?
Yeah, absolutely. So broadly speaking, ServiceNow is a digital transformation platform. So what we do is we unify experiences across an enterprise by connecting teams to each other, connecting teams to the disparate systems that they work on, connecting teams to employees, with the ultimate goal of creating digital workflows and connected experiences to just drive better customer experiences, better employee experiences, and really more automation, right, and more effective operations. So think about things like you're onboarding a new employee, or you're solving an IT issue, or in my case, and what I'm really focused on is you're responding to a customer request in financial services, right? So think about an insurance claim, think about in banking a dispute. Once that issue comes in, right, to a financial services firm, there's a number of steps that need to happen, right? And those steps can span the course of weeks and months, right, in some of those use cases. And so ultimately what we're doing is connecting the experiences, connecting the teams, connecting the systems to really drive more efficiency and drive more efficiency and more automation to deliver those better experiences.
Wonderful. Well, you're the perfect person to speak with then about digital transformation initiatives and automation and improved efficiency for employees and customers alike. So let's get started on that topic today. So you mentioned that y'all are connecting all these different processes together to make it more efficient. So can you talk a little bit about technology tools that you're seeing today that help in this area of automation and efficiency?
Yeah, absolutely. So I will say, like, from a financial services perspective, nearly every customer we talk to describes challenges in their current environment, right? The way I would describe it is there's been a lot of investment primarily focused on customer channels, right? And how do you create a very optimized digital experience? But when you go behind the scenes, we often find that there's still a lot of very manual processes that exist. Work is being transferred between teams through email and being routed through email. So with that, our view and some of the tools that I think help kind of solve for that is if you think about a connected digital platform, right, you can start to integrate different systems, right, that might hold different data that you need to accomplish whatever you're doing on behalf of a customer. You can build automation through things like RPA capabilities, business logic, to really help move things through the organization. There's tools like process mining. So process mining will allow you to take, again, a complex process like a dispute, right? You can look at what are all the stages of the process and where do I have bottlenecks where I may want to invest more resources or build more automation. So there's a lot of tools within kind of a digital platform, right, that you can start to drive that automation on top of.
And what are your thoughts on AI? Because I know when we talk about tools,
Yes.
technology these days, AI is the big word of the day. So where does AI fit in?
No, that's a great question. So yeah, AI, I mean, we think about it in a few ways, right? So there's AI capabilities. Think about, again, I'll use banking as an example, very document heavy process. The ability to not just kind of take in documents, but classify those documents, extract the information from those documents, right? That's one form of AI. As you're thinking about solving for different customer needs, the ability to detect sentiment, right? And then based on that sentiment, maybe you prioritize work in a different way or route work in a different way. Certainly from a Gen AI perspective, we're seeing kind of step changes in terms of how you can deliver even more automation. Examples of that could be things like, again, taking a case, right? A customer comes to you, and again, I'm using some examples, but it could be underwriting an insurance, it could be opening a new account, whatever the case may be. Something like what we refer to as case summarization, allows you to look at the overall context of a case over the course of weeks, if not months, or maybe in some cases shorter, but you're able to summarize what is the context of the case quickly, right? So from that, you're able to, one, deliver a better employee, more effective employee experience, right? Because you're not going through a bunch of notes and trying to figure out what's going on. Better customer experience because you can respond to customers faster. So that's just one way. I mean, certainly from, we made an announcement recently around Now Assist, right? The ability to, in a more intuitive way, as an agent who's doing work on behalf of a customer, search knowledge articles, right? Or search the enterprise's knowledge base to extract the information that you need, right? In a very intuitive way to figure out what work needs to get done. So we're really seeing AI, Gen AI is really taking automation really to the next level, right? And taking efficiency and driving that to the next level.
So no matter what the tool, be it AI or any of the software or other tools that you speak of, what, in your opinion, are some of the roadblocks or the challenges that you see companies having when they're trying to digitally transform any particular area?
So the challenges, I mean, I would say some is kind of certainly a change management, right? So meaning that if you're used to doing things in a certain way, right, there's a tendency to say, okay, well, we want to move away from email. So we're going to do a lift and shift, right? And we're going to take the same 20 steps in a process and now digitize those 20 steps. Our view is really you can take that and reduce those 20 steps to 2 or 3 steps, right? If even that, or maybe even do it straight through. So I think one of the challenges is certainly just kind of, it's more of a mindset, right? Where once you're on the path to digital transformation, how do you really kind of re-envision a process, right? And not start from where we are today, but start from where do we want to be? And then back into kind of how do we then take new tools, take automation capabilities, take AI capabilities to get you to a more optimal state.
And how do you suggest employers, a lot of times the employees themselves are not very happy with these changes or implementing this new technology. So how do employers handle this kind of buck against change from the employees?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, a couple of thoughts on that. I mean, we often see many of our customers, at least, but we'll start with an area, right? They'll say, let's target this specific process, right, or this specific kind of sub team within a team or a team, and transform that, right? And then once you have kind of that proof point, then you're able to take those results and showcase them and showcase the impact. And then we've seen that just allows more excitement, more buy-in across the enterprise. I have another anecdote. One of our customers, American Family in the insurance space, one of the things they shared with us was just that an unexpected consequence of them moving some of their policy servicing and other processes onto the platform was that they were able to upskill some of their workers who became citizen developers, right? So when you have a no-code, low-code platform, one of the things that you enable even business users to do is to actually play a role in digitizing processes. And so one of the things that they've highlighted is, in addition to things like cost efficiency and better customer responses, it's like employees are actually happier because now they've been able to learn new skills that they're able to employ or maybe move into new roles that are meaningful to them.
Absolutely. That's definitely another question I was going to bring up is how do employers handle a lack of skill set when they're bringing in these new technologies? But a lot of these technologies are opening doors and helping them level up and be able to do some of these things that they weren't able to do originally.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I mean, the example I shared is one of several, but it is something that we're seeing as kind of a theme as customers adopt our platform and want to. It's also a way to just kind of enable broader adoption, right? Because as you're looking, you look at a bank and there's essentially hundreds of teams across multiples of different use cases, and sometimes enabling the individual businesses, right, to take more control over their digitization efforts, obviously with some kind of guardrails around that, allows you to really scale faster.
So last question, as this technology across the board, we're seeing so many advances. What do you see the world looking like as far as digital transformation in, say, a year from now?
Good question. So, I think we'll continue. We're seeing, you brought up Gen AI. We're seeing a lot of momentum, I would say, around that now. And certainly from an employee experience, being able to, I would say, leverage Gen AI to enable them to be more effective and start to focus on more value add work, I think is one thing. Automation and Gen AI more on even the customer side, right? Enabling customers to have better, through a virtual assistant, right? More engaging, intuitive exchanges and being able to self-service more, right? Will again drive more effectiveness on that side, as well as better customer experiences. And one of the things I would say is it's not just about that interaction, right? When we think about automation and we think about Gen AI, it's also around how do you drive action, right? So we're a workflow platform. And so the ability to not just provide very contextual information, but actually translate that into action, right? So here's some information, and the next action that you have to take is getting an approval, right? Or route this to a fraud team, and being able to do that in a very automated way, right? Without requiring additional steps and really making it action oriented, I think will just drive step changes in terms of automation and efficiency.
Wonderful. Well, I want to thank you for coming on our show and sharing your insights with our audience today. I look forward to speaking with you again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Tammi.